Alright, you guys, Scream 7 is almost here. In this video, I'm going to go over everything I know so far about this movie before it is released into theaters on February 27th, so only a couple more weeks. So far, I am super nervous and very worried to see this movie, and I will explain further as I move through this whole video why I feel that way. So again, in this video, I'm going to go over everything I know so far, the plot, the cast, my predictions. We're going to go over the trailer and the movie poster, and of course, my thoughts and feelings about the whole thing. But before we do get started, my name is Connie, and I like to yap about movies on YouTube and now on audio, which is terrifying. I hate my voice, but I will have everything linked down below. That way you can find me on audio for you podcast listeners. If you want to see more of my content, please be sure you hit that subscribe button. And if not, that's okay too. Alright, let's get into today's video. Scream is one of my favorite franchises, and it's one of the most popular franchises in the horror genre. To me, I think it's the most consistent. It has a clever blend of terrifying scares and unique kills. The characters can be relatable and funny, having us come back for the characters and not just the antagonists, aka Ghostface. Unlike other horror franchises, Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th, people come back to see Jason and Freddy, not just a particular character in most cases. Most of us come back to see the protagonist fight back. In the Scream franchise, the reoccurring protagonist is, of course, the badass Sidney Prescott, and of course Dewey until his demise, and Gail Weathers, who deserves more flowers for being a final girl. Sid is one of the best final girls ever. She's the most resilient, making others invested in her journey and her survival overall. Ghostface, the ever-changing antagonist in the franchise, is simply just terrifying. The costume, and honestly, because a real human is under the costume. Because he is a real human, they can run fast as hell. And they're not some supernatural being, which I do like, don't get me wrong. To me, it just makes the threat more greater and more personal. It makes me feel like it could happen to me. All the plots of 1 through 6, they're engaging. And I love a whodunit mystery to uncover a motive. Not only who, but why. I could go on and on about what makes the franchise work and the 1996 original Scream, how that film changed and influenced the horror genre. But today it's going to be all about Scream 7. First, I want to go over the plot. What is this film about? When a new Ghostface killer emerges in the quiet small town where Sidney Prescott has built a new life, her darkest fears are realized as her daughter becomes the next target. Determined to protect her family, Sidney must face the horrors of her past to put an end to the bloodshed once and for all. I know a lot of people are super disappointed with this for different reasons. The main one is, how does Sidney have a daughter who is a teenager? Because Scream 4 came out in 2010-11, and her daughter is a teenager, so her daughter seems about 17 in this. She looks older, probably because the actress is older, playing a teenager, which is not the first time this has ever happened. It just doesn't make sense, and they probably will explain it in the movie. But did Sidney have a daughter already? Was she already married before Scream 4? But I know we will get hopefully answers in this new one. And of course, the big one, Melissa Barrera's firing, which I do not agree with at all. And I'm super disappointed in Spyglass's decision to do that, because what the hell? It's ridiculous. I've met Melissa in person, and honestly, she's the only person, and you could say celebrity, to make me feel like I was on cloud 9. I was in a different dimension when I met her, She was the nicest, most, I don't know, her vibe was insane. I did enjoy the Carpenter sisters storyline, but I am curious to see where Kevin Williamson wants to take Sydney's character. Let's go over the movie poster and cast, who is new and who is returning. Now, this movie poster is my least favorite movie poster of all time. I'm putting it up there with the original I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025 Hook poster. You see my videos about that, you know how I feel about that. That was a terrible Hook. But with Scream 7, what the heck is this poster? The only thing cool about it is Ghostface in front of a fire, in front of Stu Macher's burning house. And it goes with the tagline, "Burn it all down," which I don't hate. I'm just so curious as to what's going to go on in this film and why they're going to burn down Stu Macher's house. But this poster, there's just too much going on, too many characters on it. Honestly, if it just had Sydney, her daughter, and maybe a few returning characters, it would look a lot better. But there's one person on there, I'm like, who is this person? I can't even tell who they are. I can assume it's one person, but it doesn't even look like him. Again, the tagline for this movie is "Burn it all down." This tagline suggests, along with the poster, widespread deconstruction referencing the burning of Stu Macher's house in the film. We do see it in the trailer, and I guess it acts as a manifesto for the killer. Okay, so on the posters, we see returning characters Sydney, the Meeks twins, Chad and Mindy, Gale Weathers. Now, the new characters, we see Isabella May, who is playing Sydney's daughter Tatum. She is named after Sydney's best friend who got murdered in the first one, famously in the garage cat dog door, and who was Dewey's sister, which I think is a beautiful, beautiful thing. You know, she's named after Tatum. Joel McHale, who is playing Mark, not Mark Kincaid, unfortunately. Us Scream fans, she was supposed to marry Mark Kincaid from the third one. She married a different cop named Mark. Now, Patrick Dempsey has gone on to say that he was unable to do Scream 7 due to his house catching on fire in the wildfires in California, which is devastating and understandable. Now, we can assume maybe it was because of money, but I hope that wasn't the case. And if it was the case, they should have offered him more money. I mean, fans would have loved to have seen Patrick Dempsey in this film. I am a fan of Joel McHale. I have to see Sydney and Joel in action to know how I feel about it more. So far, I don't know if I could see the chemistry between the two. I could be wrong. McKenna Grace. Everybody knows McKenna Grace. And people are already speculating that she is the killer because of her costume, her wardrobe in the film. She is wearing blue plaid, which all the ghost faces have worn blue plaid. So maybe, and if so, I would be super upset to find out that's where this movie is leading to. Tatum's friends being the killer group led by Stu Macher. I know that is a popular theory, and I just want to say I don't like that theory. It could work out in the movie and they could execute it perfectly, but just reading it on paper, I would be disappointed if that's where this movie is going to lead. So Tatum has more friends. On the poster, we see Celeste O'Connor, Sam Richner, Asa German, Anna Camp, who is playing Sydney's neighbor, who I don't even think I saw in the movie trailer. We are going to go over the movie trailer. I've only seen it once because I want to be surprised when I watch the movie. I want to be surprised as in, I don't want to know anything before I watch the movie, but I also want to be surprised, meaning they surprise me, it's a good movie. Ethan Embry, who I think is that mystery person on the poster that I can't tell who this person is because it looks like an older man, and Ethan Embry is not that old. We have Mark Casuelas, who seems like weather anchor, along with Gale Weathers, a news reporter. Timothy Simons, we do see him on the poster. He looks like a professor, or maybe a doctor, psychologist. Cast not included on the poster, but are in the film, are Matthew Lillard, who plays Stu. We know he's coming back, but in what form? Is he alive? Is he AI? Is he a flashback? Who knows? Roman, we know he died. He got shot in the head. I believe his might be a flashback scene. And Dewey, definitely a flashback scene. Unless they pull off something crazy with Dewey's character. Maybe he went into witness protection. Jimmy Tetro and Michelle Randolph, who we are speculating is in the opening kill. However, I feel like the opening kill is going to be very different in this one. Is there going to be an opening kill? Are they going to do something crazy and outlandish in this opening kill? I hope so. Now, I wouldn't be upset if Jimmy and Michelle are the opening kill. We can assume they are the opening kill. A little bit of me hopes that that's not the case. I hope they do something crazier. And honestly, I hope there is no crazy AI CGI in this, and that would hurt my feelings. I'm gonna be honest, it would hurt, it would shatter me. It would shatter me if that is the case. All right, so next we're gonna go over the trailer. I'm gonna break it down. Due to copyright, I have to take breaks and go over a lot. That way I don't get copyright striked. And I do want to investigate the trailer a little bit more, not too much, because again, I want to be super surprised. So far we see Jimmy and Michelle. They are at Stu Macher's house.
This is it.
Can't believe we're staying at the psycho killer B&B.
Airbnb serial killer house, which I know a lot of people would go to. I already know that Stu Macher's house is an Airbnb in real life, so it's pretty cool to see where the house's journey has gone.
That's so.
You know, people probably have that.
Well, it's a motion detector.
That's terrifying. I'm gonna go into this movie with low expectations because I was disappointed after I saw the trailer. It didn't do it for me, so maybe the second one will. The second new trailer. Because already they're giving too much away. We can assume that this is the opening kill. I'm hoping that it's not. I hope they do something different. See, already too much given away. A kill already.
Hello?
Hello, Sydney. Did you miss me?
We know that that's not Stu Macher's house, so another kill has taken place. They're gonna have a phone call. She's gonna go and investigate. Maybe she knows the person.
Nice little town.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. See it? I see it. So she lives in a cute little home. I mean, a cute little town. It says Dallas on it. Definitely not in California, where the original takes place. We see Sid's daughter.
Your pretty daughter reminds me of where we grew up.
This is where people think McKenna Grace is already the killer because she's wearing that blue plaited skirt. And if that's the case, could you make it more obvious? I would be super disappointed if her friend group is the killers because it's predictable and I just don't like it. Come up with something else. I love Kevin Williamson, and he brought these characters alive along with Wes Craven, and he said this is the direction that Sid is gonna go, that he always felt that way. So I'm going to try. You know?
Well, you sure know a lot about me for another asshole hiding behind a voice changer.
See, we see she works at a coffee company. That's cute. I didn't know Sid liked coffee like that, but you go, girl.
I'm not hiding, Sydney.
That camera turn was just like the one in the first one where Gail's news truck was heading to the party. I love that camera turn. All right, she's wearing the same shirt. She's back at home. Something's gonna go down. There we see Sid's husband for a split second. The killer is in Cindy's house. Terrifying. Which means, A, they broke in. B, it's Tatum's friends, maybe Tatum's behind it, or even Sid's husband.
This time.
No, hell no. I'm already. Ghostface is one of the killers that just is terrifying.
Down to the end.
I think they're putting a lot of stuff between Sydney and her daughter in this trailer because they don't want to give too much away, which I respect. There's a lot of cast that's not in the trailer. I mean, this movie has a stacked cast, and they're not giving us anything besides Sydney and her daughter, which I appreciate, but let me know what else this movie's about. They're not giving us anything.
I want to be a fighter like you. If you hurt her,
I'm not going to hurt her until you're here to see it.
Let's unmask.
Girl, motherfucker with us.
fucker.
Okay, she came the same night Sydney is wearing that sweater. There we got Chad and Mindy, who I just love. They're one of my favorite characters in the whole franchise. Like, it goes Sydney, Dewey, Randy, and then Mindy and Chad. Well, I think I like Chad better, just because it's Mason Gooding.
All your friends died for just being near you.
Okay, please don't let Chad die. I can't take it. I can't take it. Looks like Sid's husband's gonna get it, though.
Where is
He definitely died. There's no freaking way. Are you kidding me? They already revealed that.
order? Tatum, listen to me. He's trying to find another way in.
Oh, so they're at Sid's coffee shop downtown. She ran away. She got to the coffee. See, I already know what's happening.
We're gonna do this together. You're gonna have to shoot him through the wall. Where? To the right of the door. Shoot him now! Do it now! Oh, you got it. He's dead. You need to make sure you shoot him in the head.
I'm gonna burn it all down.
Mother!
This is gonna be fun.
There we hear it. Stu Macher's voice. Yep, he's definitely back. But he did say that line in the first one. The trailer, it just showed the storyline between Sid and her daughter, which I think they did that on purpose. They don't want to give too much away, which I respect. However, give me something else to get excited for this movie. So now we're going to watch the second teaser trailer that came out. It's not that long. 13 days go, 3 days go. Okay, this one.
Hello?
Do you like scary movies?
Alrighty. I like it so far. Bringing it back. I think they're doing this on purpose because the marketing has been nothing. So they're like, hey guys, remember this scary movie that you freaking loved in the 90s? Yeah, it's coming back with its 7th movie, and it's going to be about Sydney and not about 5 and 6. See, it just showed 1 through 4 characters, phone calls, and of course Gail's phone call. So it's like the first phone call they received.
Cry, Sydney. I've been planning this for
Right. Then we see the psychiatric facility, and I can't even tell who those people are. Is it Sydney? Who is this patient?
a long time. Your daughter is the same age you were when this all started.
Her age, so she's 17 in this. It's 2026, so that means she would have been born in 09, maybe 08, maybe this is a little bit ahead.
If you hurt her.
I'm not going to hurt her until you're here to see it.
This is gonna be fun.
Again, we hear Matthew's voice. I mean, honestly, they're not giving us much, you know? It goes with the plot. Sydney trying to save her daughter, but I think they have something up their sleeve with that psychiatric facility. Is Stu there? Ethan Embry's character, I believe he might be there. Tim, his character might be a doctor there. Gail and Sydney go investigate a lead. Friends, they all look like they get axed, but again, we know from previous ones that they could just be faking it and they're all working together. What are the odds that it's just one Ghostface? The only time that has ever happened is in 3 with just Roman, but there could be a different twist. Maybe he wasn't working by himself. We don't know. And it's driving me insane, which is why I want to see this. How does it all wrap up? Because I've always felt like there's something bigger with Sydney's original storyline. I do like 3, where she has a brother and that was his motive. I would like to see more Maureen's storyline, what happened to her. Maybe that would be cool to see her, not cool, but it'd be interesting to see her kill as the opening scene for this. I've seen theories about that. Always been interested in Maureen, Sydney's mother, the person who inspired, led, pissed off Billy to come up with this plan. But so far, the trailer did not do it for me. And I hope that's on purpose. I hope they're hiding the good stuff. The only person who has that big of a motive is Stu Macher. But where has he been hiding? How did they bring him back to life? We assumed he was dead, but I've always felt like he could have lived, you know, with the television falling on his face. As a kid, I was like, he could have lived. And I can't believe over 20 years later, like 30 years, that he is back to life somehow. And I hope it's not CGI. I hope it's not a flashback. Maybe they just kept him put up in a dungeon or something. Because I do love Matthew Lillard. I think he's a phenomenal actor. And I like Stu's character, even though he's a bad guy. My hopes for this film, I don't have any. Sydney gets to live. How does Dewey become a part of it? Of course, I want Gail to live, but I don't think she has a major role in this film. Of course, I think Sid's safe. Tatum, who knows? She'll probably live. Or she's behind it all. But I think there is definitely going to be more than one Ghostface. I don't think it's just going to be one person. And if it is just one person, wow, how'd you pull it off? But I think it all ties back to the first one. That's the whole point of this movie, to bring it back to the original. But again, I love this franchise. It's one of my favorites of all time. I'm gonna go in with very low expectations. All right, that is going to be it from me today. If you guys listen to this on audio, wow, thank you. Let me know your guys' thoughts and feelings about this new Scream 7. Are you excited to see? Does it look awful to you? But you're still gonna go see it. Again, please no spoilers, because that would shatter me, and I will wish that you stub your toe every day for the rest of your life. Alright, you guys, as always, please stay safe out there, and I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye!